Hey guys, my name is Thế An, and today I'm gonna talk about a famous infrastructure. But first, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know a structure that resembles this? Well, this is based on shells stacked together, and it's called the Sydney Opera House. It is built in Sydney and still located in Sydney today. First, here's some basic information. As you can see, the Sydney Opera House is located on Sydney Harbour, and of course in Sydney, in the state of New South Wales, Australia. Next, moving on to the architect, it was designed by many people, but the final architect that was chosen to design was Peter Hall. So this is what the opera house is built on. It is built on a concrete frame and uses precast concrete and other materials like stones from the nearby outbacks. The stones are used for the roofs and the interiors, while the concrete frame is used to keep up the structure and avoid collapse. The first time it was opened was in October 20th, 1973, by the Queen of England herself, Queen Elizabeth II. She was the one who cut the rope to open the Sydney Opera House officially. Now, this is the infrastructure info. This is the height. It stands at 65 meters tall or 213 feet, and it has a length of 183 meters or 600 feet. This is the width. It is 120 meters wide or 394 feet, and it takes up an area of 18 hectares or approximately 4.4 acres. The exterior shape, as I talked about, is shaped like a bunch of shells stacked closely together. Now, this is what the inside looks like. It is not like other opera houses. It has a large stage where a lot of musicians perform, and up here is the main stage where the singers perform. Around here is where the audience sits and listens to the operas. Most famous operas occur in the Sydney Opera House, and this is the shape of the outside. It's located near the harbor, which means the water near the harbor cools down the building, which makes use since there is no air conditioning in the building. Now, moving on to some interesting facts. As I asked Wikipedia, it has come to my mind that approximately 10.9 million people visit the Opera House every single year. That's on average. Some years are more, some years are less, like the COVID year or certain years. Next, did you know that more than one design was estimated to be used for the Sydney Opera House? But as I talked about earlier, the only one who was chosen was the design by Peter Hall. Next, the Sydney Opera House is so big that one of the world's largest planes, the Airbus A380, can fit 7 of it on top of the Sydney Opera House. And since the concrete frame is so strong, the planes can be parked up there without collapsing the roof. And finally, the Sydney Opera House was built on the very same harbor that British colonizers docked onto Australia. This includes earlier, this makes everything different. Since today, British people also dock on the harbor, but they mostly dock on the harbor today to listen to operas at the Sydney Opera House. And finally, one more fact, I've been to the Sydney Opera House last year. That's all I have for my presentation. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.